Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. So I've got a bit of a different video today, something that I thought I'd never make, but I get a lot of questions in my videos. Even some stuff that seems like is pretty obvious, but for some reason the IO still has no answers for it. Like there's no tutorial on how to do simple things. So even though something might be simple to me and you, if you're experienced watching this, you'll be surprised at how hard it can be for some people. So some of the part of the guide might even seem a bit silly, but this is a full guide, so nonetheless I'm going to include everything that I could think of. And here's a list of the things that I will talk about. So I'll talk about the health color system and what it means, how to switch from legacy to Evrima, tactics for fights, mainly about coloration of skin, diets and what each diet does to help you, how best to survive, and what to do generally and what not to do. And lastly, how to find community service. Some of these things, like I said, might seem straightforward to most of us that play this game, but these are all questions I get when I'm live or even in some of my videos. So I thought I might as well make a video on it. At least this way everything's explained. But please, if there's something that I haven't mentioned that maybe you're thinking about, like how to do this or how to do that, just comment it down below. And also, if you are watching this just because, well, you like watching my videos, maybe it's not the right video for you because you're already experienced, then I'd like to ask you, as part of the community of the IO and, well, my channel, if there's something that you also feel I've missed out, or maybe even other things that you feel could be helpful for newcomers and new players, please comment it down below. And at the end of the day, this is a discussion video, so I am trying to do everything here as factual as possible to what it is right now. I'm recording this, there hasn't been any update yet, so this is the first week of April, for example. So if there has been another update, some things may have changed. But yeah, apart from that, let's get started. So the health color system, it's pretty simple. Before, you used to have a heart, which will show exactly how much health you have. Quite straightforward. But the devs have decided to change it by getting rid of that and making it a bit more what they call realistic. And you have your green, your yellow, your amber, and your red. Now, it's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Of course, green is when you're on full health, you're fine to fight, you're fine to survive. Yellow, okay, you've lost a bit of health now. You know, you're not full health. You can still fight comfortably, to be honest with you. You don't have to worry too much. You can hunt still, you can chase. If you're on orange, personally, I would back out. I've been on orange plenty of times and then been surprised when I die. But it does depend what you're fighting to. If you're fighting, for example, that you're a Kano and you're on orange and you're fighting an Omni, then you don't have to worry too much because Omnis don't deal much damage. I won't get too much into this, but it's just a quick example. But if you're an Omni, for example, and you're fighting a Kano and you're not orange, I would step away because a Kano is going to do a lot more damage to you than you are to it. So depending on what you are, I would be wary. Orange is when you want to start being careful. When you're on red, you definitely want to be getting out. Unless you know it for sure that your opponent is on red 2 and they're one tap or one bite, then by all means you can try your luck. But I would highly recommend you to just back off and save yourself. Your life is more important than theirs after all, right? You're the one that's trying to survive. That's the health color system. Pretty self-explanatory, not too much to talk about there, quite easy peasy. Let's move on to the next one. How to switch from legacy to Evrima. Considering that this game has been out since 2015 and what, Evrima has been out since 2020, don't quote me on that, but it's been out for like what, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. There is still a lot of people that don't know how to switch. So it is very simple. I'll show you right now. So if you open up Steam, go into your library, just right click the aisle, you'll see properties, click that, go into betas, and this is what you want to be on. If you want to be on Evrima, so when you first open up the aisle, if you first just bought it now, what you want to have is Evrima public branch, this one here. When you click that, it will start updating. That's the one you want to have for Evrima. And I'm pretty sure that if you're on Evrima, you know how to switch back to legacy because, well, you've already made the effort to come to Evrima. But if for some reason you still don't know, you just want to have none is for legacy, this is for Evrima. Or testing public testing branch is still out, as you can see here at the moment of doing this video. That's just for testing. If you want to have fun, there's no point going into horde testing because, well, simply it's not for us, for testing, right? And then you got Spiral, which is the old map. I'll show it on screen now. This is, for example, from one of my videos when we're playing Spiral. I did actually try and go on this the other day because I was feeling nostalgic and I wanted to go into Spiral and play, but there's absolutely no service. Well, I did find one, but it was only 0 out of 10 slots, and yeah, you couldn't even get into it for some reason. It just wouldn't let me in. So you can count Spiral as not even there, which is a shame because I still feel like it should be a map that we should be able to play. But yeah, that's how you switch from Evrima to legacy, legacy to Evrima. Easy peasy, lemon fucking squeezy. Next. So tactics for fights, and here I'm only going to talk about the coloration of skins, not how to fight and all of that. Now it really depends on how you want to play. If you don't care at all and just want your dino to look as flamboyant as possible, then just do whatever you want, make it look cool. I usually like picking nicer skins, but there's definitely a better way to survive if you want to do more tactically, which is having darker skins, more dark grays, dark greens, or black, simply for night vision when it's on. People will still see you, of course, but if you're looking around, scanning, trying to hunt something, and you're the one that's actually trying to hide, then of course naturally it's just going to be better. Again, this might seem very obvious, but you'll be surprised how many people complain when they die when they're fucking orange in the open. And especially during the day, like you stick out like a sore thumb. Everything around you is green, pretty much green, brown, you know, that's the main colors of the map. So if you want to not die so much, maybe think about doing that, because at least when you go AFK on TikTok or something and you're hiding in a bush, people will be less likely to see you unless they're really scanning hard. So that's just a little tip more than anything. Let's move on to diets. So you got 3 dots, which is stamina, which is the most popular one probably because stam is so bad in this game, and that's stamina regen, right? You don't get more stamina, you just get more regen, so it speeds up a little bit more. You want to have all 3, and that's especially when you're something like Stego, where your stamina is quite crap anyway, and it really just doesn't, you know, regen that quickly. Any dinosaur with more stamina is going to be better. And side note here, stamina, now I might be slightly wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct here. So if you're from 75% and up, you can walk and actually gain stam. If you're less than that, up to 25% stam, you can stand. But if you're less than 25% stam, you have to sit down to gain stam. S, that's for health regen, so you want to get all 3 S. And finally lines, which is probably the least common one for people to have, is just simply for night vision. You get better vision in night, you can see further. Those are the 3, and as you see on the screen here as an example with my dino right now, it does show you what your preferred diet is. That's same with carnivores and same with herbivores. Oh, and also I almost forgot to add actually what the organs mean. So as you bite the body, as you see I'm doing on screen here, you'll get the organs out. And as you can see here, I've got the stomach. Now the stomach specifically would depend on what the dino has been eating most of. So you could kind of get lines, dots, or S. Really depends. It's kind of, you know, your luck. Now this is the heart. As you do see, it will be looking a little bit similar to the stomach, but it's smaller. So that's how you can tell. Now heart gives you the S. Lungs, which you'll get 2, because of course everyone has 2 lungs. So you have 2 lungs in each dinosaur. That will give you the dots. So for stamina, let's say. And then finally, you got the spaghetti, the intestines. Now that will give you the lines, which is more for your night vision. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. How best to survive. How you want to play is completely up to you. If you want to have more fun, you like hunting, this is a little bit different. This is mainly just trying to act as natural as possible. Food drain and the size of the map, for example, they don't really kind of go well together. Dino's probably got the best food drain in the sense that it doesn't go down too quickly, and you have at least got fish as AI and you can cannibalize dinos. So it's good for that. All the rest, I would always keep an eye on that. Even if you're halfway or even 70%, I wouldn't say you're necessarily safe, because you sometimes really don't know the next time you're going to see some food that you can eat, and that's including AI as well as players, because the map is just so big. Even when it's all crammed, as right of now, northeast plains is actually the most common spot. You've got probably 80% of the player base in there, so you can definitely stick around there if you're a predator, of course, and you want to hunt food. Herbivores is not so bad, because of course you can migrate, you can even eat grass at least. If you won't starve, right? You can eat grass, which might suck. You might not get your diets, you can only, I think, eat up to 15 or 20% anyway. The rest just doesn't carry on. Grass just doesn't fill you up. So you've got that at least with herbivores, so you can always graze. But as predators, yeah, it can be hard, because sometimes you see AI everywhere, and sometimes you will come to the time where it's starving. But that's the part of the survival game. I would always be on edge. Don't just go killing for no reason, unless that's what you like to do, of course. And with some dinos, it's definitely easier. Like Cerato, for example, you can eat anything. Doesn't matter if it's bones, if it's rotten, or if it's fresh, you can eat anything. You can even cannibalize yourself. Well, not yourself, but other Ceratos. With Carno, for example, is a bit harder. The more Carnos you have in your group or you're hanging out with, the harder it's going to be for you to survive, especially with the current roster. Might get easier as we get more dinos and hopefully servers with more population or maybe better AI and more AI. But at the moment, Carno's not the easiest one to survive on with a large group. And with a large group, I mean even 3 of you, and especially more. So I would be selective and just play it on your own or with just one other person. Now, surviving as herbivores, it's not just about the eating, of course, you don't want to be running around just one calling your tits off, especially when you're a small stego, because you are going to be a target. And like I said, predators are more on edge now than they ever have been because food is a lot harder to get, so they will be hunting you. If they hear you, they're coming to you. It's as simple as that. So I would still be careful, still hide, get your food, be near water, but always be careful for dinos, especially in Northeast Plains. There's usually always one at least in there. Even though you'd think, how the hell did it get all the way here? There are some players that will make that journey because they know as a dino that's where they're going to get most of their food or action from. I can go in more depth about this in another video if you want. Let me know down below if you'd like that. But I think that's pretty much the basics of surviving. You know, just get your food, stay around food sources. Carnivores, you want to go where herbivores usually are. You can use your navigation and scent to actually smell migration, which usually that means herbivores will be around that area. But at the moment, like I said, I'll repeat for the last time hopefully, Northeast Plains is where majority of the players are. And that pretty much ties into how best to survive as well as the what not to do. And lastly, another one that might seem obvious, but how to find community servers. Again, that's as simple as when you're on the game, on the right here, you just simply click it from official servers to unofficial servers. Very easy, but even I get surprised. I still get, not a lot, but enough comments about that. Even when I'm live, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Some things might seem obvious to us, but might not seem obvious to everyone else. So that's it for the guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if there's anything else that you guys want to add, please feel free down there. If it's questions about what I said, or maybe I'm correcting some things maybe I got wrong, or if you have your own little tips for everyone else to read, just comment them down below. Apart from that, you guys have a great day and hope I'll see you on the next one. Peace.